SFGovTV, San Francisco Government Television.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, and everyone, welcome to the San Francisco's 18th Annual AAPI Heritage Month celebration. My name is Grace Horikiri. You may know me as Executive Director of the Nihonmachi Street Fair, as well as the Japantown Community Benefit District. I am one of the lucky co-chairs of this year's event, along with my brothers Al Perez and Thomas Lee. Yeah, I know, they deserve a big hand. And let's give another round of applause to the Samoan warriors from the Samoan Community Development Center. You know, CDC was formed in 1991, and it's a San Francisco-based nonprofit organization, and it really serves the needs of the Samoan American community, providing programs and services that are essential for their community. So we're really grateful that they are here today, and then I'm going to pass it on to my brother Al.
Thank you, Grace. Good evening, everyone. My name is Al Perez from the Filipino-American Arts Exposition. We host the annual Pistahan Parade and Festival, and I'm also serving as your entertainment commissioner here in San Francisco. Tonight's event would not be possible without the generous support and dedication of many people and organizations. We are very grateful to our sponsors, our publicity partners, and all the volunteers, especially members of One Vet, One Voice, Together SF, Dear Community, YMCA of San Francisco, the U.S. Bank Business Resource Group, the San Francisco Unified Lions Club, and Friends of Ron Lee. You know who you are. We also deeply appreciate our volunteer coordinator, Courtney Ellington, and her team. Please give them all a round of applause.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Lee. I'm one of your 3 co-chairs. Very excited to be here. In addition, we want to recognize a few more folks that are really bringing so much life and events to our celebration. Our celebration partners this evening are the Asian Art Museum, the San Francisco Public Library, and the Center for Asian American Media, celebrating 40 years. These 3 organizations, as well as many others, are bringing so many events and cultural activities throughout the month. We encourage you to look into these activities on our website at apasf.org. And without further ado, it's my great pleasure to welcome our Mistress of Ceremonies. You can see her on ABC 7 News on a regular basis. She's one of my local heroes. Please welcome ABC 7 reporter Dion Lim as our Mistress of Ceremonies.
Wow! Can you believe we are all back together? Yes! As you just heard, my name is Dion Lim. I'm a news anchor and reporter at ABC 7 KGO-TV, and I do not mince words. I am unapologetic in my messaging, and it has been a tough past 3 years, hasn't it? Let me tell you, to be here on this stage in front of all of you after what we have gone through, not only as a community as a whole, but as Asian Americans in the Bay Area, it feels like a triumph in a way. I've covered tirelessly the hate, the discrimination, the xenophobia toward our brothers and sisters, our aunties, our uncles, and it has been nothing short of heart-wrenching and a challenge every day. But I always say you have to celebrate the wins, you have to celebrate the celebrations and amplify them when you can. And that is what we are doing here in this auditorium today. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce someone who I will speak a little bit more about momentarily after her performance. But she is quite a force to be reckoned with. Do not be mistaken by her small stature because she is big in her voice. Please welcome to the stage for your national anthem, Miss Juliet.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I mean, talk about a showstopper. How do you follow and act up like that? Juliet, by the way, and I had the pleasure of working together about a year ago when we were searching for stories to amplify achievements. She is actually just 5 years old, for all of you who don't know. She is also a certified Mensa genius. Yeah. And, not to make all of us look bad, she told me behind the stage that she is actually performing for all of you her smallest audience to date. True story. Now, I'd like to get into a little bit of the history of how we got here today, our timeline, because admittedly, as someone who is so invested in telling AAPI stories, I did not know a lot about how this month came to be. 44 years ago, President Jimmy Carter signed into law a resolution declaring 1 week in the month of May as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. It wasn't until 1990 that 1 week celebration then expanded to the entire month of May. And then 1992, when legislation was signed into law, making AAPI Heritage Month in May a permanent celebration in the United States. I just need to take a moment. I have so much pride sharing all of this with you. Not only that, in 2005, San Francisco's mayor, Gavin Newsom, he enthusiastically supported the idea of an annual office celebration, an official one that would include all Asian and Pacific Islanders. Now, here in San Francisco, where more than a third of the population is Asian American or Pacific Islander in descent, we continue to show the nation how to properly celebrate Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and we do it with events like this. Now, planning all of this takes an army. The planning of our city's celebration includes public awareness campaigns. They are the collective efforts of members of the APA Heritage Celebration Committee, tireless volunteers, all in partnership with the APA Heritage Foundation. This is, for all of you who don't know, a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to securing these sponsorships and resources to make celebrations like this happen. It takes an army. At this time, I would like to welcome a very impressive woman, Claudine Chang, president of the APA Heritage Foundation and coordinator of this community celebration, to give greetings on behalf of the team. Claudine.
The honor is right. We are doing it because we have an amazing team. Happy AAPI Heritage Month, everyone. Hey, we are here. We are here to celebrate the 44th anniversary of the federal law when President Jimmy Carter signed into law in 1978. At that time, the law was only to celebrate our Heritage Week during the month of May, and as you have heard, it has since been expanded. And every time when we gathered here for this event, something that we always talked about is, yes, heritage, but heritage is not just about traditions and the past. When we think about the term heritage, we are also thinking about the present, all of us, what all of us can do here, and also the future, the next generation, like Juliet learned that we just heard from, is so inspiring. But today, I think I would like to take a moment and look into the past. Yesterday, we all heard the very sad news of the passing of Secretary Norman Mineta. And he's known to many of us as just Norm. He's amazing. I mean, we would not be celebrating this APA Heritage Week or month if not for somebody like Norman Mineta when he was a member of Congress in 1977, when he, together with Congressman Frank Horton from New York, proposed a joint resolution for celebrating our heritage and our contributions to this country. I remember reading his passionate speech in the hall of the House of Representatives that he talked about how Asian Pacific Americans are part of the fabrics of this country, that we should be included. Same thing that we are still talking about today. Are we included? So at that time, without Norm Mineta fighting for it, and Frank Horton and other members of Congress that really unanimously supported this resolution, we would not be celebrating this occasion every year. And Norm Mineta, if many of you have probably heard of him, have met him, was amazing. He was very inspiring. From being the son of a Japanese immigrant who went through the internment camp during World War II, to in the US Army, to being the mayor of San Jose, to being one of the longest serving members of Congress. If that wasn't history enough, he was one of the rare Asian Pacific Americans that actually served in 2 cabinet positions, the Secretary of Commerce and the Secretary of Transportation. And to this day, he was still recognized as Secretary Mineta. And all through his life, it was inspiring. He was breaking barriers where Asian Pacific Americans have never gone before, and he was paving the way for us. He was, for those of you who have an opportunity to have met him, he's very soft-spoken, extremely personable, extremely humble. But when he was fighting for our rights, fighting for our opportunity, he's always very forceful, formidable, tenacious, out there fighting for us every day. So today I would like to ask for a moment of silence in memory of Norman Mineta. Thank you. So Norm left a great legacy. I remember last time meeting him was at ChemFest, when he was at ChemFest, the opening number at ChemFest 2018, when Mayor Brown and Stephen Gong, and we presented Norm at that time a legacy award to celebrate him. And the title of that documentary is Norman Mineta, An American Story. Right? So, he is an American story, and he has left a legacy that I think that really encourage all of us to follow, and there's a path to follow. So this year, our celebration theme is Forging Community Bonds. We feel that it's very, very relevant to the times that we live in. After a couple years of the pandemic, after having to address anti-Asian hate, it is time that we come together and think about how we get to know each other a little more, how we can support each other. I'm not talking about just within the diverse API community, but also throughout San Francisco with the diverse demographics. That is a call for action, forging community bonds. I am so proud and so happy that actually on May 14th, all around the country in 20-some cities, that is a date of solidarity and celebration, and they are all adopting our theme, forging community bonds, because it makes sense to them. I mean, this is the times that we live in. So we hope that because of all the programs that are offered by so many organizations in our communities, that everyone find a program to enjoy, try to get out there, try to get to know each other a little bit more so that we can all be friends, because we do need to get along. We do need to support each other in our city. And I remember just last week when we launched the celebration of this month in Chinatown at that amazing 7-hour art festival called Neon Was Never Brighter. I hope some of you were able to go and enjoy that. I remember at the press conference that our Mayor Brice said, we come from all very diverse backgrounds, but we are one city, we are one community. And we are so lucky to have a mayor that really understood that and amplified that every day. So with no further ado, Mayor London Breed.
Thank you, Claudine. I'll start by saying it is really great to be here in person with people for a change. It's been such a long time since we've had the opportunity to come together in this capacity. Usually, Mayor Brown and I don't show up at the same events together, because I know how much he likes to steal the show. But not today, Mayor Brown, not today. But what I want to do is really take us back a little bit to a time when Willie Brown was mayor, and how he exemplified the forging of community bonds, how he worked with various communities, and in fact, I was oftentimes very impressed with the amount of support that he consistently received from the Asian community in San Francisco. He was truly an example of bringing people together. And part of why this celebration is so important is not just because we are coming together, but it's how we forge the community bonds in San Francisco with people of different races and backgrounds, and how we continue to forge and strengthen the bonds between so many people throughout the entire world in light of all the challenges that continue to persist. And so I want to take this moment to acknowledge and thank some of the council generals, as well as some of their representatives who are here today in solidarity to support AAPI Heritage Month here in San Francisco, starting with the Korea Council General's Office, as well as China, Mongolia, the Philippines, Vietnam, Georgia, Germany, Luxembourg, Australia, and the United Kingdom. For those representatives and council generals, please stand for a round of applause. Thank you for your work, and thank you for your friendship. Oh, Claudine is bringing them on stage too? Okay. Well, good. I don't mind the house lights being up. It's really great to see all the wonderful faces. Come on up, since she wants to bring you all up. And I just want to say thank you for being here today and for celebrating with this community. There are going to be some wonderful activities and events, and I know you've heard about CAMFest, which we could not celebrate in person, telling the stories of Asian Americans and Asian people throughout the world. You've heard about the great events that are going to be happening at the library and other activities. And I just would like to take a moment to just also acknowledge the incredible Bruce Lee exhibit that is happening at the Chinese Cultural Center, and how timely it is, because I know that oftentimes when people think about Bruce Lee, they think about a person who was a good fighter. We know that he was a martial artist, but he really was a revolutionary artist. And when you think about the theme of this event and the forging of bonds, this is what Bruce Lee did at a time when he himself in the film industry was being discriminated against. When he tried to teach martial arts to people that were not necessarily of Chinese descent, he was treated badly and unfairly, and sometimes even by his own people. And he refused to not be himself, and that himself being the bringing of people together and forging those bonds and the importance of doing so. Now, growing up as a kid, I'm sure some of you remember watching those movies he was in. And I didn't understand the language, but I sure loved watching those moves. And in our community, in the Black community, Bruce Lee was a hero. He was a hero that brought people together because his art, his personality, and what he represented was universal. And he took that and used that to forge bonds with various communities, which is why celebrating him at this time as a revolutionary artist, as someone that not just the Asian community could be proud of, but all of us could be proud of as an example for bringing communities together, is so important. So make sure you get to see that exhibit, because it is impressive, it's amazing, and it's inspiring. And I also did not mention that someone is here from the Consul General's Office of Japan, and so thank you so much for being here as well. I also want to just take the opportunity to acknowledge the honorees. Martin Yan promised me that he would make a meal just for me. An extraordinary chef, a master chef, as we would call him, and we're so proud and grateful that he's here today with us, and we can claim him as one of our own here in San Francisco. And to Rudi, a great choreographer, wonderful artist, we are grateful to have you as well. And I think Robert Handa is here, who we are honoring as the television personality there. And thank you so much, Robert, for your work. Great people to honor, great activities, great events during the month of May. And also, in honor of AAPI Heritage Month in San Francisco, City Hall will be lit up in the colors that Claudine told us to light up City Hall in. So, as you walk out and you walk over to City Hall, and if it's dark outside, you'll be able to see it as you celebrate. You know, Claudine, I'm so glad that you brought this event to the Herbst Theater, because I remember when we used to have it at City Hall and we used to have it in the mayor's conference room, and how crowded it would be because there would be so many people who wanted to participate. This event has grown, and it demonstrates just how important this community is to our city and to the people who are part of the city. And so I want to thank you all so much for being here as we recognize and celebrate the contributions of Asian Americans and their impacts on this city and the people of this city. Thank you all so much. And now my official duty today is to sign a proclamation declaring it officially AAPI, we changed it from APA, AAPI Heritage Month in the City and County of San Francisco. And for the signing of this proclamation, I am, in addition to our various representatives from other countries, I'm going to ask that our former Mayor Willie Brown join us, as well as the other elected leaders who are here with us today. Thank you.
So nice to see everybody now that the lights are on. Once again, Claudine, thank you for your vision. Thank you for your leadership. And Mayor Breed is leaving, but Mayor, it is good to know that Claudine also has commands and instructions for you too, not just me. We're in this together. Nothing but love, Claudine, you know. She has been part of this celebration for 17 years. This is my first time, so thank you for the opportunity. I am so incredibly grateful. Thank you once again to the mayor's staff, her office, for all of the support, for not only being here, but really truly caring about our community. Now to what you see on screen. Tonight's celebration would not be possible if it were not for the commitment, for the generous businesses, all of the support, and the sponsors. So at this time, I'd like to introduce this year's event sponsors, including the 3 co-presenting sponsors, Amazon, US Bank, and Virus Geeks. Also, we have Heritage Captain sponsor, Kaiser Permanente, Heritage Patron sponsor, Cruise, Heritage Partner sponsors, AAPI Legislative Caucus Foundation, First Republic Bank, Golden State Warriors, Japan Center Garage Corporation, and Meta. To PG&E, Waymo, and Withers Worldwide. And at the Heritage Friends level, A1 Common Connectivity, Comcast, and the San Francisco Association of Realtors. This list is so incredibly long of the media sponsors, the community sponsors. You can see a list of them in your program book that you have in your laps. They're also at our event website, apasf.org, their Facebook page, and other publicity materials. So once again, thank you for all of your support for this community celebration. Once again, for all of them, a round of applause. All right, how many of you are fans of K-pop? Yes, yes. All right, because we have a special treat coming up for you very momentarily. Founded in 2010, the Korean performance group, also known as KPG, is a UC-based dance team with a passion for K-pop. The team focuses on performances at UC Berkeley and around the Bay Area. They strive for excellence in their productions, so why not take it away?
Now 도착한 이 place. Watch my step. 난 신을 따라 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 거무함 가까이 있어. Take a minute, let's go. 헤매라면 내 뒤도 갈수록 내 마음은 떨려. 선명해진 dream 느껴지는 걸. Hands up, 꿈을 향해 달려. Stand up, 너와 내 꿈 higher. 누구보다 빨리 달려갈 거야. 네가 있는 곳으로. Running vroom 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 like a supersonic. 와다다 달려. 맘이 쿵쿵쿵 뛰어 미친 듯이. 와다다 keep on going. 와다다. One check it, two 신중히 좀 더 바짝 세워 rate it. 눈치챌 거야 지금 이 떨림. I'm gonna be brave. 숨을 고르고 다시 get set go. Hands up 두려움은 날려. Stand up 우리 함께 higher. 누구보다 빨리 달려갈 거야. 그려왔던 곳으로. Yeah, run around 멈추지 말고 drift on. 꿈들이 이루어지는 모험. 어디니 나 보이니 자식은 너를 보내게 catch. Now get up together. Let's do each other. I won't give up. Run 내가 보일 거야. 와다다다. Running vroom like a supersonic. 와다다 달려. 맘이 쿵쿵쿵 뛰어 미친 듯이. 와다다 keep on going. 와다다다.
Let's talk all night. That body talk. 갭이 난 너무 답답해. 우리 서로 알아듣지 못해. baby 대화가 필요해. 구글 번역기 켰을 때 이제 약속 잡아 baby. 한강을 걸어. 내 공연처럼 내 위를 벗어 던져. Let's say 같이 거 포토 올리면 안 돼 no 팬들이 반대 어머 여행을 가자 다시 나도 몰라 같이 배울래 나는 나의 슈퍼맨 넌 나의 메리 제인 마지막 구해줄게 무대에서 굴러대 네 품속에 죽을래 행복하며 웃는 채로 Ooh baby you the best like 불처럼 붙어줘 나한테 누워서 셀카 한 번 더 찍어 우린 B 포즈 취할 때 그녀는 항상 B baby 알고 싶어 너의 여권이 어떤 색깔인지 넌 어디서 왔니 너의 몸매는 시시 말을 like you baby yeah it's alright 몸부를 대와 나눠 let's talk all night yeah 말을 like you baby yeah it's alright 몸부를 대와 나눠 let's talk all night 눈치 못 챘다면 baby girl yeah I like your style
Isn't it amazing that you probably don't even know what the lyrics mean, but yet you're grooving and you're having a great time? Once again, KPG. All right, before we continue with our awards ceremony, we do have a very special greeting from a friend of the AAPI community. As the chair of the Budget Committee, Assemblyperson Phil Ting has directed unprecedented funding to meet the needs of our communities. Please welcome to the stage none other than Phil Ting.
Thank you, Dion, and thank you for all your amazing coverage over the last couple years. As she so aptly put it, this has been a very tough couple years for our community. We've seen hate crime soar. We've seen our seniors feel like they can't go out. And oftentimes, the most vulnerable people feel they can't even go to the grocery store or wait at a bus stop. And so I am so proud, just like Dion mentioned, to be Asian, to be here, to be out with all of you, to say that we're back. We're here, we are taking back our city, we're taking back our state, and it is so important that the one antidote to hate is love and pride. And I can't think of a better way than to kick off AAPI Heritage Month than with this celebration, to be with you all together, and to really celebrate three amazing honorees, Martin Yan, Robert Handa, Rudi Soriano, who really people who personify and really represent the best in our community. But really, I just want to also thank the Heritage Month Committee. I know that Claudine, the whole team, the board of directors, the committee have done an amazing job to put this event on, but also we have an amazing slew of events for the next 30 days and to really come out and celebrate everything in our community, and it's so important to do that for our community, but also to make sure that we are joining arm in arm for every other community here in our city and here in our state. And again, it's just an honor to be here tonight. I just want to congratulate you on this amazing event, and I'm so glad to see all of you in person and not to have one more Zoom celebration. So it's great to be here tonight, and so proud to be Asian. Thank you very much.
Phil beautifully said, I appreciate your support so incredibly much. And during those days when it feels like you don't want to continue telling these very challenging stories, knowing that people are listening, knowing that you are seen and you are heard is half the battle. And especially as someone who never lived in a community with so many Asian Americans prior to the Bay Area, it means especially a lot. So thank you for that. Now we'd like to begin our awards presentation. At this time, I'd like to invite past award recipient, former San Francisco supervisor, former assessor, currently our city administrator, Carmen Chu, to present this year's Community Milestone Honors to two amazing organizations. Also, I'd like to invite Dennis Yee, the awards committee chair, to join in this presentation on stage.
Good evening, everybody. I'm not sure if anybody was feeling nervous, but I was when the K-pop announcement was coming up. I all of a sudden felt a little bit sweaty. I'm like, who's coming up on stage? And am I going to be expected to dance? Luckily, none of you have to be subject to that embarrassment that you would see. But today I want to just make sure to acknowledge a few other special guests who are in the room as well. I know that they came up to take a picture when the proclamation was signed earlier, but I want to make sure to recognize them by name as well. You heard Mayor Brown already. Mayor Brown, thank you for being here. Assembly Member Phil Ting was just up here. Sheriff Miyamoto. Our District Attorney Budin. And also our Public Defender Raju. Today, I'm so excited to be here to kick off and to be with you to celebrate our APA Heritage Month, but also the stories that make our community so vibrant and so rich. As many of you know, this has been a tough 2 years for many reasons. Many of the struggles that we all face, being separated from the people that we love, our friends, the challenges that we've had to make and the adjustments, the economic concerns and challenges that many of our businesses have had to endure and our workers as well. And you add on top of that the challenges that we've seen in the APA community with regards to APA hate, and it's been a hard 2 years. What I like about APA Heritage Month, though, is that it gives us an opportunity to tell the stories of our strengths. It gives us the opportunity to talk about the ways in which we, our Asian Pacific American community, have shaped our history, our nation's history, and it gives us the opportunity to make sure that the whole world knows we are part of our United States American history here. So when we think about all of those challenges that we've seen up until this point, and surely all the challenges that we will see in the future, let's not forget why we have APA Heritage Month, and that is to celebrate, again, our strengths, our successes, the people who have led before us, who forged those bonds that make our resilience and our community stronger. So again, I want to give you all a round of applause because so many of you in our community have helped to make that history possible. Thank you. So of course, it is my immense pleasure to be able to announce our awardees tonight, at least the 2 organizations that we'll be recognizing tonight. First, I want to present to you who is celebrating 25 years as a community milestone, the Asian Pacific Islander Cultural Center. Please join me up here. Vinay is going to say and share a few words with you in just a second, but just to give you a little bit of background about the APICC, it was founded by representatives of 5 nonprofit arts groups, the Asian American Dance Performances, First Voice, Asian Improv Arts, the Asian American Theater Company, and Kearny Street Workshop. And since 1998, it's been one of the organizations that we have counted on to help promote the artistic and organizational growth of our API arts community, something that we need to make sure we continue to uplift so that we see in our performances, our stages, our movies, our arts community, our own faces. Vinay.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Thanks, Ralph. A lot of thank yous that's going to be happening right now since we only have a minute. So I want to thank Claudine Chang and the AAPI Heritage Foundation for this wonderful honor. And API Cultural Center is honored to share this stage with all of us, all of those who graced it before us. I want to acknowledge that without the advocacy of our community, APIC would not be here today. And it's that advocacy that drove our founder, Pamela Wu Kochiyama, to create this organization 25 years ago, and she could not have done it without the amazing leadership of then Supervisor Mabel Tang. We want to thank all of our partners, San Francisco Arts Commission, thanks Ralph again, and San Francisco Arts Commission, and the San Francisco City Cultural Center Program, San Francisco Grants for the Arts, our wonderful leader and champion, Mayor Lyndon Breed, our city supervisors, and our elected officials in Sacramento, which Phil was just up here today. And I want to have a deep, heartfelt thanks to my colleagues at API Cultural Center, Melanie Alvena, Diana Lee, TJ Basa. Thank you, and I love you. And finally, we are no one without our elders, ancestors, and artists who inspire us every day. Thank you.
Another round of applause. Thank you so much and congratulations. And now the second award that I want to help announce for our community milestone, if you can believe it. This organization has been around for 50 years. Come on, 50 years. There you go. Please come on up, Managing Director Mihi Kim from Kearny Street Workshop. Kearny Street Workshop was founded in 1972 during the height of the Asian American cultural movement. Kearny Street Workshop is the oldest Asian Pacific American multidisciplinary arts organization in the country. Another big round of applause to Kearny Street Workshop. Come on up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mihi Kim from Kearny Street Workshop. I'm lucky to be a co-director there. We're thrilled to be honored here with our friends at APIC and all the other awardees. We're thrilled to be here under the theme of forging community bonds, which is at the heart of what KSW does. We've been a home and a hub for Asian American artists for 5 decades across all disciplines, and we're excited here to announce our 50th anniversary. Our 50th anniversary gala will be on June 11th in about a month from now at the San Francisco Mint. So I take it as a good opportunity now to announce that the title of the event is To Imagine is to Exist, 50 years of KSW, marking 5 decades of our catchphrase, which is that we've been making artists out of community and community out of artists. From 5 to 9, we'll celebrate with music, food, entertainment, an art auction, poetry from Kaiming Chang, jazz from Francis Wong and his band, and much more. Through art, we imagine who we are, know where we come from, and build healthier, stronger, inclusive worlds we all wish to live in. Please join us at the gala or speak to many of the KSW representatives here today, including myself. Thank you to APA Heritage Foundation and Committee for the honor tonight, especially Dennis. Our work wouldn't be possible without the support of our greater community. Thank you for all being here today.
All right, congratulations to our recipients. And Carmen, thank you very much. You did awesome. No K-pop dancing required. Okay, now to the part of our program where we would like to represent in the category of inspirational achievement. I'd like to introduce to you Mary Nicely. California's Chief Deputy Superintendent of Public Instruction, working closely with State Superintendent Tony Thurmond. Mary, I don't know if you know this, was the first Asian American in the position to oversee education policies statewide. Mary was also a past chair of the APA Heritage Awards Committee. Please, a warm welcome for Mary Nicely.
Technical difficulties. Hold on here 1 second. And while Dennis is bringing up a script for me, I'm just going to say how grateful I am for Claudine to invite me back to be at the award celebration. Since going to Sacramento, it's been very hard to be part of the planning for this amazing event, and I'm just thrilled to see you all here back in person. As Dion mentioned, I'm the first Asian American to be a Chief Deputy Superintendent of Public Instruction, and proud to say that there are 3 women APA members of the Superintendent's executive team. So, you know, representation matters. I'm not sure if Assemblymember Ting is still here, but I just want to thank him because it makes a huge difference to have an APA Asian Pacific American representative in such a position of power in Sacramento, because he has made historic investments in education this year, and he has made historic investments in addressing the anti-Asian hate that has come about during the pandemic. So I'm very, very thrilled to be able to say that. We have that there. So, what do we have here? Is this order? Okay, so now on to the awards. And again, Claudine, thank you for having me here, and thank you again for this amazing award. So up first, I would like to honor and name Robert Handa, who I'm sure we're all very familiar with, as our first awardee. So Robert is, of course, as we all know, an award-winning reporter for the NBC Bay Area News. Robert Handa is the celebrated host of the show Asian Pacific America, a weekly talk show that focuses solely on newsmakers and issues pertinent to the AAPI communities. Over the years, his assignments have included interviews with notable newsmakers, from actors, actresses, to athletes, elected officials, and many more. For his work in broadcast journalism, Handa has received top local and national awards for his outstanding achievements in investigative reporting, documentaries, and substantial coverage of community issues. So, Robert, are you here? Please join us.
Thank you, Mary. Hello, everyone. Well, boy, I don't really have white teeth like that. I don't know where that picture came from. Thank you, Mary, for that nice introduction. But she said everything I was going to say, so I'm left with very little. Dion, they told me everybody here is anxious to go get to the food at City Hall, so please try not to talk for more than a couple of minutes. But Claudine forgot that I work in TV news, so when she said 2 minutes, I had to go back and add a minute to my script. And really great to see all these distinguished guests, Carmen, Phil, Sheriff, as well as Kearny Street Workshop. Looks like a guest list for Asian Pacific America, but I have my coordinating producer, Selena Ramirez, as well as our community director, Jay De La Cruz, and our old community director and good friend and still community contact, Lance Lewis here. So when you guys get a chance, go down these rows and start booking guests, okay? Anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being here because even though I'm receiving an award, I've had a lot of people come up and say how much they enjoy the show. And it just reminded me how, at one time, trying to start a show about Asian American and Pacific Islander issues was not seen as something that even the community would watch. And after almost 8 years, we have proven them wrong. And I want to thank all of you for being a part of that. It really is something that we can be so proud of at NBC Bay Area. I want to also thank NBC Bay Area for supporting the show as well as helping me create it, along with Lance Liu, because we really wanted to put together a show that would cover community groups and community events that weren't getting much coverage before. And so NBC Bay Area was on the vanguard of doing that way before it became something that people should do because of AAPI hate and other issues that made our community put more in the spotlight. As Dion and other people have mentioned, it has been a tough couple of years, but I just want to thank everybody for the resilience and the strength that the community has shown. I really appreciate this award, especially when it's under the category of inspirational, because inspiration means that you help inspire people to do something. And I just think that that is going to be the key to all of us resolving all the things that are going on in the community right now. Everybody has to do whatever they can. And whether it's a little bit, helping a community organization, or whether it's a lot. Reminded me that when I saw Norm Mineta, the great Norm Mineta, an old family friend, who was a mayor of San Jose, city councilman, as well as congressman, and was a presidential cabinet member twice. Yet, when I was a kid, he was our family insurance agent. So that just tells you how people who are in leadership roles, they're not there because they were ordained to do it. They're people who got involved in the community and then just kept on going. And so I hope that that's what people here will be inspired to do. That's what I plan to keep on doing. And I want to thank the APA Heritage Foundation for this recognition, as well as your efforts to keep on doing these kind of events, because they really do make the community prideful and strong. Thank you all for being here. And I'll see you at City Hall.
Congratulations, Robert. And our next inspirational awardee is Rudi Soriano, a performer, choreographer, teacher, and leader in the Filipino community. Rudi Soriano is the founder of the LKHA Filipino Folk Ensemble, an organization that preserves and celebrates Filipino culture through music and dance. And Rudi is not with us here today. He is out of the country, but we would like to show a video of his acceptance.
I'm Rudi Soriano, founder and choreographer of Likha, Filipino Folk Ensemble. Dance has always been the center of who I am. It taught me confidence to face the challenges in life, and has inspired me to help other people to learn and love their culture and heritage. Thank you, Asian Pacific American Heritage, for this award. I am humbled and honored for the recognition.
And so we have representatives of Likha here to accept this honor for Rudi. And of course, last but not least, Martin Yan. I don't really think I need to say much, but I'll say this, that Martin, a master chef, a highly respected culinary educator, and a prolific author, legendary chef Martin Yan has educated and entertained millions around the world with his television show, Yan Can Cook, launched in 1978, and with over 3,500 shows, the Yan Can Cook series is one of the longest-running programs worldwide. In addition, Chef Yan is a frequent judge and panel member in numerous national and international culinary competitions, including Iron Chef on the Food Network. Earlier this year, Martin received the James Beard Foundation Lifetime Achievement Award, one of the highest honors for culinary professionals. Martin?
You remember Mayor Lyndon Bridge said that I promised to cook her a dinner. Then she forget to read the email that I sent. As long as she agreed to wash 200 dishes after dinner. I cannot sing, I cannot dance, I cannot heat up, but Yan can cook. During the last couple of years, it has been very tough for Asian Americans, particularly in Chinatown. So a lot of hate crime. And actually, recently, I did a show called My Chinatown, Martin Yan's Chinatown. We try to bring people back to Chinatown, bring people back to San Francisco. One day I was filming, and somebody said, "Why don't you go back to your country?" And I said, "What country? This is my country, America." Yeah. And I want to thank my good friend Betty and Eva Lewis Foundation to support My Chinatown. The slogan is, My Chinatown, your Chinatown, everybody's Chinatown. Welcome back to San Francisco Chinatown. For 50 years ago, Asians in America were called Orientals. Hollywood actors would put on their yellow face makeup to play Asians in Hollywood movies and televisions. Back then, Japanese food was the ramen we cook on hot plates in our college dorms. Chinese cuisine was fried rice, chop suey, and the rule of thumb was that everything would taste better with extra duck sauce. These days, you'll find fresh bean sprouts, regular or organic tofu, in the middle of Kansas. GPS Whole Foods, it is that simple. Everything you can find. We have come a long way. And 50 years ago, when America wanted to learn how to cook, the only way they can learn is Julia Child wishing them bon appetit. I hope I have made a little difference, at least in the last part. America is an extraordinary country. It is an experiment in motion to perfect itself. That makes America unique, and it makes us, Asian American, unique and the envy of the world. We're Asian Americans. We're all Americans. We have been here for 200 years. We'll be here for another 10,000 years. Imagine, without Asian American chef, you'll be eating hamburgers and pizza every day. You're never able to taste Peking duck, dumplings, hot pot. Can you imagine hamburger and pizza, breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I want to thank all of you in the community for your support, and all my brothers and sisters in the AAPI community. You make my job so much easier, and I will continue to cook for everybody And thank you so very much for the award. Yeah. I would go back to my house and hang this on the ceiling. So every night when I go to sleep, I look at it. Every morning I wake up, I look at it. If anybody in the future asks me to go back to my country, I will tell them, can you bone a chicken in 18 seconds? I will challenge them.
Take another photo.
As everyone is taking their photos, I just want to say, Martin, you took my joke. I was about to make a comment about this because I grew up watching Martin on TV and had the pleasure of recording a video for his ceremony for the James Beard Award next month, I should say, in Chicago. And I had the pleasure of also being at Noodle Fest with him as well. And what I said to the camera was that it's remarkable how something as universal as food can bring different perspectives together. To Robert also, even though technically he and I are competitors in the television world, I have secretly been a fan of his ever since I came to the Bay Area. So I think because our missions are aligned, I've always felt a camaraderie with Robert. We are friends on social media and now finally in real life too, so I'm exceptionally happy about that. And behind the stage, Rudi as well. I don't know Rudi personally, but you should hear everyone. They were all cheering him, so excited that he was receiving this award. I cannot wait to tell his story as well and bring it to the Bay Area community. So once again, a round of applause for everyone who is on stage. We do want to take a moment to note that the beautiful Inspiration Awards themselves, they're actually art pieces that were created by a nationally acclaimed origami artist. Her name is Linda Mihara. So our thanks to Linda for her generosity and her thought and care in crafting these awards. Now, if you'd like to see more of her amazing work, we do want to remind everyone that she has her works at the shop Paper Tree in Japantown here in San Francisco, so please patronize that business. Now, before we end tonight's program with our grand finale, I do want to include some important announcements as well. After the event, it has been noted that the celebration continues over at City Hall. That is how much this celebration has grown. When you leave the theater, though, be sure to get something called a reception passport, because you will need it to get inside, you will need it to get all your food and drink on. You will also be able to, if you collect enough stamps in your passport, get raffle tickets for some pretty great prizes. Also, if you don't have a wristband to the City Hall event, make sure you get one through the entrance on Polk Street. Once you are at City Hall, take your time, sample all of our terrific Asian Pacific cuisine, the cocktails, the cultural performances. We have exhibits planned for you. Also, you can get your own logo pin and t-shirts. Last but not least, we want to thank all of the raffle prize donors for their generosity, for their support for this year's celebration. And before we close tonight's program with that grand finale, I would like to take an opportunity to thank the APA Heritage Foundation for giving me the opportunity to be your host. Because, as I mentioned at the top of this program, it's all about celebrating the wins, even on those darkest days, when my phone lights up first thing in the morning with stories of hate, when people ask me if I'm made in China, and I have to tell them, no, I was made in Michigan, thank you very much. But being here today gives me such a sense of pride. It is not a moment I will soon forget. Now, let us enjoy our program grand finale, the Cultural Procession.
Let's give it up to the Helen Wang Dance Academy. My name is Rose Chung, and I'm the Community Cultural Procession Coordinator. And by my side is Charleston Pierce, and he is the inspirational leader leading the cultural procession this year.
Thank you, Rose. It's truly an honor to be here tonight. This is a very special occasion. It was really nice to see some of the Bay Area faces that I've seen growing up. I'm a native of San Francisco, Bay Area. Grew up here in San Francisco, one of 14. My mom and dad like each other a lot. I want to share a word with you real quick. Under the sky, under the heaven, there's but one family. It just so happens the people are different. Words from Bruce Lee, a childhood hero that I grew up admiring. He was one of those people that fought for bullies. And of course, I took martial arts. Don't test me. But it's an honor to be here. I love my city. I love all these beautiful faces. This is about Asian, American, Pacific Island history of heritage. And that means everybody here and everybody in the world, really, if you do your history. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. And so I thank Rose for asking me to be here, had a chance to work with these beautiful models and dancers, and everybody's here. They can't wait to come on stage. So make sure when they come on stage, you give them lots of love. Have a great night, and God bless you.
Thank you. And we have a special guest, Christine Adias, who will be serenading the cultural procession. So I would like to welcome Christine Adias to come forward.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Charleston. Let's go ahead and start our cultural procession. It's a very ancient saying true and honest thought. When you become a teacher, by your pupils you'll be taught. As a teacher, I've been learning, so forgive me if I boast, 'cause I've now become an expert on a subject I like most. Getting to know you. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. Getting to know you, putting it my way, but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed, suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Everybody join me. Getting to know you. You know this song. Getting to know all about you. Getting to like you. Getting to hope you like me. Getting to know you. Putting it my way, but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. notice, suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I'm with you, getting to know what to say.
Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Getting to like you,
I'm getting to hope you like me. Getting to know you, getting to find way, but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I'm with you, getting to know what to say.
Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Let's go. Just suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new
learning about you day by day.
Juliet, guys. Everybody. About you. Getting to like you. Getting to hope you like me. Everybody, put your hands up. Sing it with us. To know you. Putting it my way, but nicely. Come on. You are precisely my cup of tea. Sing it with us. Come on. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I'm with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed?
Thank you all very much. I was asked to sing Getting to Know You for all of you 500 times. I'm kidding. But they also specifically asked that I sing another song to make sure everybody on stage gets to dance. Let's hit it. Including you, Sir Charleston. Everybody, let's go. Everybody up on your feet. Come on. Everybody, come on. Come on, come on. Yeah. Woo! Come on, everybody. Up on your feet. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. This is a party. Come on, let's go. Ooh, yeah. Uh-huh. Come on, everybody. Yeah. Woo! I want to dance. Don't you want to dance? Let's go. Hey! Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Come on, you guys. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away.